Hello and welcome to QuickTale English. Today, we share a story of adventure and self-discovery, the magic compass. Our main character is a man named Mateo. Mateo lived in a small modern city. He worked in a large office, sitting in front of a computer all day. His life was very organized. Everything was in its place, but also very routine. He always did the same thing. Mateo had a nice house, a new car, and a good salary. To the eyes of other people, Mateo had everything. But in his heart, Mateo felt an emptiness. He felt that something very important was missing, not there, in his life. He did not know what it was, but the feeling was there, deep and constant. One day, Mateo was cleaning his grandfather's old attic. His grandfather had been a great explorer and a very wise man. Among boxes full of old books and yellow maps, Mateo found an object that he had never seen before. It was a small compass. It was made of old copper and had a glass that was a little scratched with marks. It was very beautiful, but it looked broken. Mateo took it in his hands. In the center, the needle did not move towards the north, like all compasses. The needle moved slowly, without a clear pattern, and then it stopped. But it did not stop at the north. It stopped in a direction that seemed completely random, by chance. Mateo shook it. The needle moved again and stopped, pointing to the brick wall of the attic. Mateo thought, this compass is broken. It is just a nice memory. And he put it in his pocket. That night, Mateo sat on his sofa watching television. He felt bored. He took the compass out of his pocket and looked at it again. The needle was not pointing at the wall. Now, the needle was pointing directly towards the window. Mateo got up and walked closer to the window. The compass was now pointing to the street, to the left. Mateo put on his coat. It was Friday night. He was tired, but his curiosity was stronger than his tiredness. I will only follow it for a little while, he thought. He went out onto the street. He walked, following the direction of the needle. The compass led him down a dark street that he had never visited before, even though he had lived there for 10 years. The needle guided him, showed him the way, to an old park. In the middle of the park, there was a large tree with a bench underneath it. On the bench, an older woman was sitting alone. She wore a wool jacket, warm material, and looked a little bit sad. Mateo hesitated. Was this woman the most important thing in his life? He did not know her, but the compass needle was trembling, moving a little bit, pointing straight at her. Mateo approached slowly. "Good evening," Mateo said in a quiet voice. The woman raised her head. She had kind eyes, but sadness was visible on her face. "Good evening, young man," she answered. Mateo did not know what to say. "I'm sorry. Are you okay? Do you need anything?" The woman smiled a little. "I'm fine. I'm just waiting." "Waiting for who?" asked Mateo. "For my son. He works too much and never has time to sit here with me like he used to do. This was our favorite place. He promised me he would come this evening." The woman said, looking at the phone in her hand. She was waiting for a text message. Mateo sat down next to her. He did not say anything about the compass. They talked. They talked about the weather, about the park, about the birds. Mateo was not an expert at conversation, but he listened, paid attention. He listened truly. The woman told Mateo about her son, about how life changes quickly. Mateo realized something. The woman did not need her son to do anything. She just needed her son to be with her. After 20 minutes, the woman received a message. Her face became sad. He cannot come. He has a very important meeting. Mateo felt bad for her. I am very sorry, Mateo said. It is okay, she said. Go back home. You must be busy. No, said Mateo. I am not in a hurry. I like the silence here. Do you want me to walk you home? They walked slowly together. In the end, Mateo said goodbye. She thanked him and wished him happiness. When Mateo returned to his apartment, he felt different. The emptiness in his heart was smaller. He looked at the compass. The needle was still. Over the next few weeks, Mateo tested the compass. One day, the needle pointed to his workplace. Mateo went there expecting to find a professional secret, but the compass led him to a colleague who was always angry. Mateo walked up to him and asked, "Are you okay? Is something wrong?" The colleague was surprised, and then he told Mateo that his dog was sick. Mateo stayed and listened to him. That day, the colleague was not so angry. Another day, the compass pointed to the gym. Mateo went there expecting to find a secret to health, but the compass directed him to a young woman who was crying in the changing room. She had failed a university exam. Mateo, though he did not know her, stayed to comfort her and tell her to try again. Mateo realized that the compass did not point to wealth or professional success. It did not point to a hidden treasure. The compass did not point to the destination, it pointed to the connection, union with others. The compass did not point to the most important thing for me, but to the most important thing I could do at that moment. The compass showed Mateo a place where his time or his listening were more valuable than anything else. Mateo never left his job at the office. His life did not change drastically, but he changed. He started waking up on time to eat breakfast with his elderly neighbor who lived alone. He started calling his mother every night, not to talk, but just to say, "I am here." One Saturday morning, he was sitting on his sofa. There was no television. There was just silence. He took the compass out of his pocket. He put it on his hand. The needle moved slowly and stopped, pointing directly at his chest, at his own heart. In that moment, Mateo understood. The compass was not broken, it was complete. The most important path in life was not to a place, but to his inside. The most important thing was not something to find, but something to give. His attention, his time, his kindness, and finally, his love for the life he already had. The emptiness in his heart had completely disappeared. Mateo finally felt complete. Thank you for joining QuickTale English. Subscribe for more stories of adventure and life lessons, and continue practicing your B1 English. See you next time.